Dana White just gave a massive update on the future of Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland, and it sounds like the rematch is becoming more realistic by the day. White has now confirmed that Khamzat is actively pushing for the Strickland rematch, making it clear that his focus right now is unfinished business at middleweight. What makes this interesting is that immediately after the Strickland fight, Khamzat had actually told Dana he wanted to move up to light heavyweight, but just weeks later, things appear to have changed, with the Chechen now prioritizing the rematch instead of an immediate move up in weight. This news becomes even more interesting after recent comments from TJ Dillashaw, who revealed just how brutal Chimaev's weight cut was for the fight. Dillashaw claimed Khamzat was in terrible condition heading into weigh-ins, describing him as throwing up green bile and saying the weight cut could have easily turned fatal. TJ says, despite all that, Khamzat still managed to push a pace and cardio output that impressed people throughout the fight. Let's dive into what Dana White had to say.
Couple questions for my son. He wants to know, is Chimaev going up to light heavyweight? And I want to know, I think it was just announced McGregor's coming back.
McGregor is coming back. International Fight Week in Vegas.
Go ahead.
So, what's the date on that fight? July 11th. Okay. Saturday, July 11th, McGregor versus Holloway in Vegas, International Fight Week. And Khamzat right now is asking for the rematch with Strickland. That's what he wants. We don't know what we're going to do yet.
So you make that decision at some point?
Yeah.
You'll just, okay.
Yeah.
Does Strickland want it?
Strickland will fight anybody.
Yeah. And that's the thing I respect about him. He's not running from anybody.
No.
All right.
Colby Covington has finally broken his silence following his retirement from MMA. In a recent interview, Colby stated that he will not return to MMA again, saying it's out of respect for the UFC and that his focus has fully shifted to his wrestling career in RAF. He also laid out his plans moving forward, calling out several big names as potential opponents and signaling that he still intends to stay active in competition, just under a different rule set. One of the names he mentioned was Khamzat Chimaev, setting up a strange but intriguing storyline given Chimaev's own current schedule. Bortz is set to face Dylan Danis in a matchup that has raised eyebrows, with much of the MMA community questioning whether Danis even has a slight chance. The bout is strictly wrestling, with no submissions allowed. Ahead of that fight, Khamzat has already released training footage focused heavily on wrestling preparation, showing he's taking the matchup seriously and sharpening his control-based game. While Danis is known for his high-level jiu-jitsu, this being a wrestling-only matchup removes his strongest weapon, leaving the wrestling gap as a major factor. All right, let's see what Colby had to say.
So number one is a countryman of your country, Georgia St. Pierre.
Oh, yes, I forgot about him.
Nothing's ever going to substitute him. He's the GOAT of the UFC, the GOAT of the welterweight division. So, of course, I want Georgia St. Pierre. I want to see him back on that mat. I know the fans want to see him. We love him. I love him. Everybody respects him. So, would love to see GSP number one. Number two, probably Arman. He's talked a lot of smack and ran his mouth and said this and that. So love to see Arman. Khamzat, number three. Actually, you know what? Number three would be Usman. This trilogy needs to happen. We have unfinished business from, our UFC days. And, I know I'm a better athlete than him. So I want to prove it. I want to prove the test of time that I'm a better athlete and a better winner. So Usman, number three. Khamzat, number four. And then number five, maybe that cross-eyed dildo, what's his name? Bilal Muhammad.
Joe Rogan recently hosted a podcast with legendary MMA referee Big John McCarthy and former UFC fighter Josh Thompson, where the conversation turned heavily critical of the Power Slap organization, Dana White's slap fighting promotion. The three didn't hold back in their assessment of the sport, questioning both its safety and competitive structure. One of the main points raised was the lack of defense in the format, with all three agreeing that participants just stand still and absorb strikes without any ability to defend or counter in real time. Rogan leaned into that same criticism too, and the whole conversation ended up painting Power Slap as more of a spectacle than a proper combat sport in their eyes. Let's roll the clip.
Doing this oh, what does John McCarthy think he's doing? Now he's writing rules for that.
Did you write the rules for slap fights?
No, I don't like slap fights. I hate those. But so
you can't defend yourself. That's it. That's the only fucking rule.
Dumbest thing ever. So
crazy.
Have you seen the other where they just run at each other?
Oh, it's even worse. They're like, hold my beer.
God,
yeah.
You think slap fighting's retarded? Hold my beer. We're just going to run at each other full blast.
That's what it's called. Run it. Right? Those things are crazy.
It's crazy.
But the whole thing with, the Mike Perry thing is, trying to get athletic commissions to start to understand. because they're all into this thing. Joe, it's like...
Dana White has already reacted to the criticism coming from Rogan and his guests over Power Slap, and he didn't back down at all. He dismissed the reaction from Rogan and the media circle, essentially saying he's not concerned with what they think as long as the promotion continues to perform commercially. It's another example of the ongoing divide around Power Slap, with critics questioning the format itself, while White keeps framing it as a successful entertainment product driven by audience demand. Let's hear it from him.
Who probably envisioned it working in the bigs, some good, some bad, a lot of, publicity, negative, your own issues as well. How is this playing forward into the next season? We saw promotions of it on there.
It's been incredible. So when you see Joe Rogan on camera talking about the Power Slap, the deal that I just cut for Slap is bigger than the UFC deal we cut with Spike TV after the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. I don't give a shit what the media says about it. They don't matter.
If you're watching UFC fights, streams, or MMA content online, protecting your connection matters more than ever. NordVPN helps keep your internet activity private and secure, especially when using public Wi-Fi, traveling, or browsing online. Right now, you can get up to 74% off by using my link in the description below. It's fast, easy to use, and works across all your devices. One of my favorite features is threat protection, which helps block malicious websites, trackers, and annoying ads while browsing. And if certain content is restricted in your region while traveling, NordVPN gives you more flexibility online with thousands of servers worldwide. Check out NordVPN today and support the channel. Joe Rogan has now publicly apologized to Ilia Topuria's wife after a situation that spiraled far beyond MMA talk and into a legal issue. The controversy traces back to a previous Joe Rogan Experience episode where Rogan discussed Ilia Topuria's personal life and reacted to a photoshopped image circulating online. The image falsely showed Topuria's wife with a man presented as a rapper, when in reality it was her own brother edited to look like someone else. At the time, Rogan believed the image was real and went as far as calling her a monster, framing her as a negative influence in Topuria's life. Shortly after, it was confirmed the image was fake. Following that revelation, Ilia's wife filed a criminal complaint related to misinformation, naming Rogan due to the massive reach of his platform and the role his commentary played in spreading the false narrative. Joe apologized for repeating something that turned out to be completely untrue. At the same time, he stressed that this type of stuff usually comes with fame, explaining that once people become public figures, rumors and invasive speculation become part of the territory. According to Rogan, many people think they are prepared for that level of attention, but when it actually hits, it can be overwhelming and damaging.
So I don't know where they got married, where they're getting divorced. I was like, is it in Spain? What kind of laws does Spain have? It looked like a perfect marriage. That's what's crazy. But this is the ugliness of social media, right?
Yeah.
Is that everybody wants to put out this pretend image of perfection, that everything's perfect, and then when it falls apart, you're like, fuck, and then you got to go back in your Instagram and delete all those pictures. It's just not a good thing to engage in. And so I dip my toes in, see what everybody's mad about, and then I get the fuck out and move on with my day. And I never try to portray myself in any way other than who I actually am.
So if I pissed you off, I'm sorry.
Most people don't know what fame really is. They think they do, and then they get it, and then they think they can manage it, and then the fucking psychology behind it, and the spinning that goes on in your mind when you're trying to go to bed, and you're worried about all the mean things people are saying about you. It's like, ugh, it's just bad. It's just not good.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.